Yes, I guess to be in the live. Okay. So what's going on, man? All right, here we go. Welcome back, guys. It's Danny Glover, Fight Fan TV Live. Nice bank holiday. You know what it is. Big weekend just happened. You know what I mean? Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's blessed. I've been talking to too many fighters lately. So yeah, man, big fight coming up this weekend. Big fights last week. Someone come on in, let's chop it up. Let's talk about it. Let's get involved. Let's get into this. Let's get some more. Let me just invite a few more peeps. Get some more peeps up in this room, and then we'll be good to go. Sorry for a slight little. Just doing my thing quick. Begin any minute, in a sec. Hope everyone's alright. Shout out to everyone in the room already. Shout out to everyone coming up inside. So yeah, who we got up in there so far? Prince Tops, Brad Golder, big up Xavier Miller, Jasper Singh, Rashad. How's it going? So yeah, man, as you know, there was a big fight. Well, there's a couple big shows. The Zone, Conor Benn versus Chris Van Herden, took him out in the second round. Velocity at Errol Spence versus Dennis Ugas. Quite a few people was thinking that Errol Spence was going to get beat. That Dennis Ugas' style, the Cuban style, this, you know, all that stuff was going to nullify that southpaw style, and Spence wasn't the same, and you know, all these problems and issues. They believed that Ugas was going to have too much and be catching Errol Spence at the right place, right time. And yeah, I want to get some of your thoughts on what you think about the fight on Saturday and how you see Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford going, which they're looking to have in the fall, as we call winter, this year. Yes, big up Leon's Reality. It says big up Fight Fan TV Live. Bless up. Yeah, man. Yeah, give us your thoughts on what you thought on Errol Spence's performance on the weekend and how you see the Errol Spence Terence Crawford fight coming on in the winter. Also, we've got Dillian Whyte versus Tyson Fury this week on Saturday at Wembley Stadium. 94,000 seats sold. That's documented. How do you see that fight going? What tactics do you think you need to be employed? How do you see the build-up going so far? What do you think of Pugilist says easy work for Spence. Leon's Reality, do you think Spence looks any different since the car crash? My opinion is no, I don't. He reminded me of the Spence that fought Kell Brook. The all-out body assault attack reminded me of the beating he put on Lamont Peterson. Do you remember that? I actually felt sorry for Lamont Peterson, and I don't think he fought again after that. That was a serious body assault attack he put upon Lamont Peterson. It reminded me of that performance. It reminded me of a bit of the Kell Brook fight, where, you know, he started off a bit slow and he started to get into it. Once round 5, round 6 happened, then he started he turned up the gears, the gas mark cooker went up, and he just slow cooked, man, till you know when you start when the meat falls off the bone. Yeah, that's what was happening to Ugas's ribs. The meat was falling off the bone. Boxing Life Josh says Spence is not beating Ennis. Boots Ennis. Boxing Life Josh, I understand. That's your fellow Philly boy. So you're gonna ride with him. I'm not sure Boots Ennis is quite ready for the big boys yet. We haven't seen him, you know, any adversity, he ain't fought no big boys yet. He is the second coming. I think once Crawford and Spence move on, that Ennis will be the next wave. But for now, I don't think Boots is quite ready for the big boys. He hasn't got that marination quite yet, in my opinion. But yeah, the beating, the fight with Ugas, it was very impressive. The body attacks, the uppercuts, the hooks. I'm not quite sure how Terence Crawford is going to deal with that pressuring all-out assault against the body. Yes, granted, Terence Crawford is a lot more athletic with his feet. He is not going to sit in the pocket. Well, he's not going to try to sit in the pocket as long as, say, a Kell Brook or a Sean Porter or a Lamont Peterson or a Yordenis Ugas. But when it comes to the inside work and strength, I think that will be telling. But Errol did have a habit of doing that dip, like he throws a shot and dips. I know Floyd was good at it, but he was very quick at getting out to miss shots coming back at him. But he has to be careful when he dips that Crawford don't throw that looping uppercut, which he caught Sean Porter with and dropped him. Also, I noticed in the later rounds, towards, even though Spence was putting the beating on Ugas was landing some good body shots where you could see that Spence was feeling those body shots. So he has to, you know, Crawford is good at throwing them uppercut body shot, them looping winging shots. I think Crawford will hurt Spence. Xavier, why do you believe that? Well, of course he can hurt him, but Spence can hurt Crawford. We've seen Crawford buckled by Kavaliauskas. We've seen Crawford hurt by Gamboa. So they can both be hurt. Crawford got dropped by Kavaliauskas, but they didn't rule it a knockdown. Crawford probably beat him. Spence didn't look good to me. Boxing Life Josh says. Pugilist says, I feel Terence is able to stop Spence. Xavier, Spence is struggling to make weight and needs to move up. Well, yes, he has been on, he has documented he is struggling to make the weight, and he just wants one more, which is why he's going to fight Terence, and then he's going to move up to 154. And I think he would kind of, even though Jamel is his friend and stablemate, I think he would rather prefer Castano to beat Jamel in a funny kind of way. And there's two reasons for that. One, because if Jamel wins all the belts, it puts him in a mad predicament where he's got to fight his friend and teammate, who's Derek James going to go in the corner with if they have to fight. And then also he would want to fight Castano because he wants that revenge rematch from when Castano beat him in the amateurs. So he's got kind of two motives as to why he would prefer Castano to beat Jamel Charlo. And I thought Castano won the last fight, to be fair. Spence is susceptible to the body. Yeah, he was there because, yeah, Pugilist, I agree, because he is up close and personal. He is more there to get hit, but he's good at finding angles and definitely working away. So this will be a very good fight, 50-50 fight in my opinion. Charlo's gonna lose the next. You think he's gonna lose the rematch? Well, I thought he lost the first fight against Castano, to be fair, Josh. So hopefully the judges don't try and make it a draw again. So I thought, so that would be good. But yeah, he managed to. What did he do? He broke Ugas's orbital bone, his eye. Same thing he done to Kell Brook. So you got to remember, Errol Spence has a good record of smashing up eyes. So Terence Crawford has to be careful, because I swear he got a kind of bump on his eye when he fought Kell Brook, and Kell Brook didn't even really clap him too much. He did lose the first fight. This time's going to be worse. But yeah, I've got Castano in the rematch. I will in July. Y'all stay tuned. Oh, you're back in July, yeah? And by the way, for this Terence Crawford, Errol Spence fight. I am going to be there. I will be flying over. So all my American folks, Boxing Josh, Miss Boxing Baby, Serafina, all my American peeps, I'm going to be over there for the fight when it gets announced, and location. Where do you think it's going to be? Do you think it's going to be on the East Coast? Do you think it'll be in the South, where Errol seems to sell quite a lot of tickets? He had 40,000 in attendance, and it's not just the quantity, it's the quality of the people in the crowd. He has a lot of NFL guys, NBA guys, rappers, a lot of sports, a lot of blue tickers come to his fight. You know, whereas, you know, Canelo and AJ, they do have a good gates and attendances and stuff, but when Errol Spence, when it comes to the blue tickers and celebs, they really show out for Errol Spence fights. I have to say, he has a quality fan base which garners more following, because when they start talking about, he had Magic Johnson even up in there. So when they go to the fights and start tweeting, because there's a lot of celebs tweeting about Errol Spence's fights, then that brings in a lot of their audiences as well. So his following base and fan base is quite unique and very lucrative indeed. Dallas is nice. I enjoyed my time there. What part of Dallas did you go, pugilist? Shout out to Big Mike. Kiss my teeth. What's wrong, Xavier? Why are you kissing your teeth? Official Saeed. Crawford will make Spence pay for some of the mistakes he made versus Ugas. Yes, he would. If he dips his head too much, and he definitely can't be looking for his gum shield if he gets clocked, because if Terence Crawford wing one back and claps him, it'd be more than bouncing back off the rope. So that wasn't very clever, but he knew that was a silly mistake. But I think he'd been way more switched on versus Crawford than he was. Well, he was switched off with Ugas, but that sixth round wasn't very clever. Shout out IQ Nicholas Suprema. Yeah, posted the picture of me at the stadium in Arlington in WhatsApp. Okay, what fight was that you was at? You went there. I don't know, but Brits who've been to Texas. But pugilist is a connoisseur, boy. He's at all the big boy shows. So yeah. Now we're moving on to Tyson Fury, Dillian Whyte. What do you think of the build-up so far? We've heard Dillian Whyte talking about, you know, his past, you know, back in Jamaica, life circumstances. He believed he wouldn't make it to 20, but he's persevered. Persistence beats resistance. Shout out for that tagging, pugilist. Big up Xavier. Big up the bully. Said them. Xavier Miller's been working with Dillian tirelessly and relentlessly. He's looking in great shape. When I see him on that interview, you know, he's got all the veins popping through his forearm and his arm. He's looking in real good shape, man. And quite a lot of the guys I know are predicting the upset, including myself. He just needs to employ the right tactics that we believe in. I'm sure Xavier Miller's gone through a game plan and tactics. He's seen things that, because in my opinion, I think what Wilder did, Wilder's not really technically skilled or sound, but he was using a lot of body shots in the last fight, which was unsettling Fury and hurting him. And if Wilder knew how to throw body shots well with his power, he would have done something serious. But Whyte is definitely a better body puncher, good at combinations on the inside. He's not going to get manhandled like, say, Steve Cunningham or Wilder, who've both dropped him because they're like little 15 stoners, and Fury's got like 4 stone on them. So this will be very different for Fury. He can't just do that leaning and holding on and leaning, trying to drain man tactics. Uncle T, Spence and Crawford both have different punches. Hard to say who has the harder punches. Yes, Uncle T, Spence has the better inside punches. Crawford has better long range punches because he throws them more looping shots, like them looping uppercuts through the middle, the looping uppercuts to the head, the kind of winging kind of shots. You know, where, you know, like Wilder, he likes them long range shots. Not that Crawford throws his punches like Wilder, because he's a lot more technically sound and graceful. But yeah, Spence on the inside punches harder. Spence is a mid-range to inside fighter, whereas Crawford is a long range to mid-range fighter. fighter. So that's where the tactics will be employed. So most of the best action we will see, which will be fun for us, will be in the mid-range section. And then where one will dominate will be if they can employ that outside via Crawford, or the inside via Spence. Even though Spence does have a good jab, but overall Crawford has the better arsenal on the outside sort of shots. Pugilist says I should be at the weigh-in on Friday. Where is the weigh-in, by the way? Can you give us the lowdown, Pugilist or Xavier? Because I think I'll try and get to the weigh-in. It's possible as well, actually. Silverback, big up Silverback, Dre. IQ in the building. Yeah, so I think Dylan needs to employ the bodywork attack, and obviously then go up to the head upstairs. Fury is looking quite light though. He was talking about coming in heaviest. I saw some video of him the other day, and there's no way it's his heaviest. Target Fitness, big up IQ, Nicholas Perempa and Xavier Miller. Yep, big up Xavier. Hope everything's well. I see Dean White's got a show on also on May the 14th. The Boxing Heist free, so make sure you guys get your tickets for that as well. Official Saeed, Dylan in the best shape I've seen him yet. Can't wait for another upset in British boxing history. Good win for Jordan Thompson the weekend. Yes, that was a good uppercut he landed on that guy. What would you say was the best knockout of the weekend? The best one I saw, funny enough, was on that PBC card. It was a guy called Jose Venezuela, where he knocked out some guy called Vargas with some proper wing-back punch, where took him out in the first round. And I think this Jose Venezuela guy is I think he's like David Benavidez, his protege or his friend. So I think that's who he was at the fight for. Valenzuela, yeah, that's the guy. Yeah, that was my knockout of the weekend. That punch, where that was a serious punch. But Jordan Thompson is a very close second. I like that shot. That was a good shot. But what would you say was the best fight of the weekend? My favorite fight of the weekend was the MTK show of Sam Gilley versus Drew Brown for the English title. And Sam Gilley won by a TKO stoppage in the 9th round. Oh, what a fight that was. That was some back and forth war zone. They was both getting rocked left, right, centre. Shout out to Aussie T 1989. Shout out to Chloe Spiteri, the Commonwealth wrestler. Yeah, that Sam Gilley and Drew Brown fight, you guys need to go watch that on MTK. That should be, it's on YouTube. It was like live on YouTube, and I'm sure it will be up there still. That was my favourite fight of the weekend overall. Big up Osborne. Sam Gilley versus Troy Williamson next. Okay, that oh my god. Well, Sam, he doesn't want to be taking too many shots like he was in that Drew Brown, because Troy loves to tear up as well, you know, like he did with Ted Cheeseman, and he got dropped in his last fight as well. But man, these guys were like, but it shows you the way these two were fighting for this English title was like they was fighting for the Ring magazine. It shows you the pride and prestige behind some of these smaller titles, and it just shows you York Hall you always get your best fights in York Hall, to be fair. Peter is on the Dean White show, right? Peter? Who's Peter? Uncle T, I'm shooting off. Yeah, big up, and great live you did on the actual fight night, Uncle T. And also, yeah, talking about Errol Spence, he came out to, when people talking about, they saw him talking with the many men thing in the back room, which 50 Cent posted. You also have to understand that the song he came out to was by a Dallas OG called Big Tuck. It's called Southside the Realist, and it uses the same beat that you would, it's the same beat from Ambitions of a Rider by Tupac. So when he come out to that, I was like, yeah, he means business, because he came out to that tune for, I forgot what fight it was, a few fights ago, but it was just like the normal song. But when he had him walk him out, And then you can see on the playbacks on the story, loads of people reposting big talk. Oh, you'd only know this song. It's the biggest song to come out of Dallas, so that was a very, very serious tune. Also, myself and Bass the Kid, we've been going back and forth on who's going to win out of Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. He's going with Terence Crawford, I'm going with Errol Spence. He says that he actually predicted that Ugas was going to beat Spence, and the reason why he predicted that is he thought, you know, the problem with Errol outside. He also said that Ishmael Salas is a better trainer than Derek James, which I actually I can agree on that. But guess what? Do you know what shows you the sign and the mark of a great trainer and a good trainer? Derek James said in an interview afterwards, because they said, "Oh, did you speak to Salas after?" He goes, "Yeah, me and Salas are good. I told him that I'm going to go to Cuba with him after. I'm going to roll with him to Cuba." So guess what? Derek James is looking to go to Cuba with Ishmael Salas right away and probably learn some stuff from him, because a trainer doesn't stop learning. So if you know someone's probably a better coach than you, you're going to go there and learn some thing or two. See, get the kind of techniques and stuff. And especially if he's going into the Terence Crawford fight. Let's remember, Errol Spence, even though, you know, some people say amateurs don't mean nothing, but it does mean something to a degree. Errol Spence has beat two people who have beat Terence Crawford in the amateurs. One, Dennis Ugas by a wide margin, obviously the Cuban style, and Danny Garcia beat Terence Crawford. Obviously, I expect Crawford to beat Danny Garcia now. Puget says, sorry, what was that? The Dallas show was well put together. Yes, it was. It was a very great card, top to bottom. Wasn't a bad fight on the night. Spence's performance was fire. Aussie. Crowley versus Stanionis had good wins. Yep, Crowley versus Stanionis. As I said, I would like one of those two to fight Conor Benn next. I doubt it will happen though. But they could get Butayev, but Butayev was a nightmare himself anyway, so I'm not sure they would want that. I'd think they'd probably more go down the Abel Ramos, Adrian Broner, one of those type of guys. I think they'll probably get next to Conor. More likely line up some Cuban fighters. Yeah. Sign up. Sorry, sign. Oh yes, because now the new rules. So yeah, they can. But Ishmael will get first dibs, of course. Ishmael will get first dibs. But if he can get a couple himself, I'm sure Derek would like that. OB1, shout out. So yeah, he's going over to Cuba with Ishmael Salas, probably learn some things, probably get some hookups, connections, do some deals, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Who else have we got on this coming week? We've got a couple of shows on, but I don't think it was very smart to try and put yourself. Eddie crucified Broner on iPhone. Yeah, I saw that, and Conor was calling him broke and ugly because Broner called Conor Benn, said something about Conor Benn's broke on an interview. I haven't seen that interview because I haven't seen Broner in an interview for a while, to be fair. But he probably said it on one of those American stations. So, but Broner is back in training, they're saying, and they said he's getting himself ready for a fight. I imagine he'll want to tune up before he gets in with, you know, someone like Conor Benn. Chris Van Heerden did come in very light, 145. He looked kind of drained throughout the week. He looked very skinny, very frail. So I kind of had the writing on the wall. He was going to get blasted. To be fair, I predicted he was going to get blasted out. A lot of people was thinking it was going to go late in his boxes. Nah, I just thought nah. Conor's going to get on him from early and deal with him. Broner is washed. He is washed. But I don't think Conor will knock him out. But the work rate alone, and you know, Broner likes to hold and tries to slow things down, fighting spots. Yeah, Conor's going to be too active, too aggressive, and just outwork him completely. They're just looking for Broner as a name now. His best years are way behind him, and his best weight is lower down. His best times was what, 130 and 135. He's a decent 140 guy, but 147, he's never looked good. Even when he won the title from Paulie Malignaggi, he didn't even look good that night. So Aussie T, they really thought the southpaw thing would affect him. Not Benn, always on anger settings. Yep. Conor Benn had great sparring for this fight. He was sparring a big light middleweight slash middleweight in Hollywood, Josh Ejak Povey. So he's getting some good rounds in good sparring, good training. Always trains hard. Tony Sims. They put the guys through the paces, get the right training and all that. So that southpaw thing was not gonna bother him. I mean, shout out Harry Maguire. Big up. Hope your dad's all well. Hula Chavez. Harry, what did you think of the Errol Spence Ugas fight, and how do you see the Spence Terence Crawford fight going? Oh, Ozzy is Osborne. Oh, he's changed his name, because that wasn't his name originally on here. He had a new name, because I used to keep trying to get him on, and he used to have nightmares. But I think he said he's got a new phone now. Actually, if anyone can come get some live action.
How you doing, bro?
Finally.
I'm on the kitty settings today.
Okay.
How you doing?
Yeah, all good, man. All good, man.
Yeah.
So what did you? So what's your thoughts about last weekend?
Yeah, it was. There were some good fights, some really good fights. I felt bad for Baumgardner, because I think people were expecting her to just blow, get another massive KO. And sometimes, obviously, different opponents. She was well seasoned, her opponent as well, and evaded it. But I think she did really well. I enjoyed the performance. Yeah, I enjoyed the Spence fight. I said that was going to be a good fight, didn't I? But I didn't understand Ugas's game plan.
Sorry?
I didn't understand Ugas's game plan.
Well, Ugas, he kind of fought like that against Pacquiao and Porter to a degree, but I think with Spence, he's a different animal on the inside compared to those two.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Ugas, he's not a man who really floats around and dances around the ring like a normal Cuban, does he?
Yeah.
He does keep his hands up and uses more. It's like a come forward slick stuff.
Yeah.
Then when he found out that Errol could find angles and corners and proper wrap up the body shots on him, then I don't think that tactic was really effective. And then once the eye went, that's going to definitely change up your whole game plan, to be fair. And we don't quite know when that eye went. Yes, we saw it started swelling up towards the 5th, 6th, 7th, but that eye could have got brought from 3 rounds before it started swelling up.
Yeah.
So
they said he fought with it for, like a broken orbital bone or something for quite a few rounds, didn't he?
Yeah, just like Kell Brook, he ended up with one against Spence as well.
Yeah.
So
listen to this. I was on the beach, right, and been to a family barbecue. So I'm watching the Benn fight, Conor Benn fight. I nipped to the toilet, come back, it was finished.
Yeah.
In between rounds, I nipped to the toilet, come back, and done.
Yeah, I expected that though. I expected that.
But yeah, they really built that up like that southpaw thing was really going to affect him, and he did what he had to do, didn't he?
Yeah. So what do you think about this up and coming week fight with Tyson Fury, Dillian White?
Bro, you know me. I'm praying that White just, that punch from the gods he gets. He gets that punch.
So are you going to be in Crystal Palace? Yes, big up Muller. Eagles, I know we lost yesterday, but they done us proud. So are you going to be at the Tigers Head on Saturday for the watch along?
Unfortunately, I can't. It's my missus's birthday, so I'll watch the fight. But yeah, we're having a little party thing to watch the fight.
Yeah. Shout out Jonathan Palata. I thought you was meant to be on the bouncer show. What happened to that? And freezing. But let us know. But yeah, man.
How do you think it's gonna go?
Sorry?
How do you think the Fury fight's gonna go?
Well, I'm predicting Dillian White to win. I'm not sure if it's by stoppage or points, but I've got him on the win.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I hope, I hope he can do it. But Fury's looking lighter, so it means he's going to be bouncing about. He's going to make it difficult for him.
Yeah,
But it should be an interesting fight.
yeah, because I knew that trying to come in heavy, he still wouldn't be able to push Dillian around. So I knew that tactic wasn't going to work. Because Dillian's not 15 stone like Steve Cunningham and Wilder. So that leaning on, I think, ain't going to work rates everything in the Fury fight. Yeah, that's what he's going to try. He's going to probably try and employ the same tactics he used against someone like Chisora.
Yeah.
Whether now, because it's many years later. This isn't 10 years ago.
Guys just pulled the phone out of my hand. Sorry. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you. Whether he can employ that now, it's going to be another piece to that skill now.
Yeah.
It's not going to be. He's not as young, not as fresh. You know what I mean? As back then.
Yeah. I do think the tactic that Ugas was using to jab Errol Spence to the body is a good tactic for White. Do you know what I mean? In them early rounds, switch up the jab, throw it to the head sometimes, throw it to the body sometimes.
Oh, you're talking about what Wilder was using?
No, sorry, what Ugas was using. Or Wilder did the same thing, didn't he?
No, Ugas fought Spence, not Fury.
Oh, yeah, sorry, bro. You know what
You're asking. I'm gonna let you go.
All right, bro. Well, thank you for having me on anyway.
Yeah, man. Bless. Yeah. We can't have civilian talk. Shout out Shawnee, Wiley, Romeo. Pugilist says Dillian is going to be ready for it. Maximum violence to the body, of course. Also, what did you guys think of Alicia Baumgardner? She had a shutout win against the Argentinian two-time former world champion. I thought it was a good performance. Yes, she could have used more body shots. But hey, she'd just come off a little injury as well. She got put on the show last minute. Shout out Detail Media. She got put on the show last minute. Probably didn't really know much about the opponent. Probably didn't get enough time to prepare tactics and stuff like that she would have for, say, Terry Harper. But yeah, I see she's proper in there. Alicia the Dream didn't step on the pedal. Yeah, she didn't. But she probably didn't have that much notice because remember she got added to the card like last. To be fair, she probably didn't have much notice because I thought she was. I saw Base the Kid say that she was meant to originally be on the Amanda Serrano-Katie Taylor fight. So how deep in the camp would she have been if she got swung in on this show all of a sudden? Do you know what I mean? Because that Katie Taylor fight, Serrano Taylor isn't for another 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, that could have had something to do with it. Not much notice about game plan forming. So, but she had a shutout win. She didn't lose a round, so you can't really fault her too much. I see she's cussing. Her and Michaela Meyer are going back and forth on Twitter about next fight and Undisputed. But Alicia is saying she's fighting Choi next, the Korean champion. And then she wants Michaela Meyer after. Michaela Meyer's talking about she ain't waiting around. But it's not really waiting around because women's fights do fight more frequently. So she can definitely get that by the end of the year. It ain't going to be too much politics. Michaela Meyer comes over here, does some commentary as well. Alicia Baumgardner said, we've got my plan. If you don't like it, something to the effect of you can kiss my black ass. I see enough man in the comments, these simps talking about, I'll do it for you. Bucking their eyes bucking like crazy. Calm down, gents, calm down. Have some composure. But, yeah, man, it was light work. But, yeah, man, it was just a nice live little breakdown, recap, analysis. And quite furious. But, yeah, man, guys, if you ain't got tickets to the fight on this weekend, make sure you head down to the Tiger's Head in Lee Green, Lewisham. Lewisham, for you guys who want a more specific, better commercial name of a location, is in Lewisham at the Tiger's Head pub. The owner of it is, I think he's got a restaurant in there, White Yardie. There's drinks in there, there's food in there. It'll be hosted by Tony Cox, the Pugilist Boy, and Base the Kid. Also, you hopefully can catch Pugilist Boy and myself at the weigh-in on Friday. I'm not sure the location, but I'm sure I will get it in time. But until then, make sure you follow Pugilist Boy as well. Follow me, Danny Glover, Fight Fan TV Live, and head down to the Tiger's Head on Saturday for the watch along. All good vibes, you know what I mean? Catch up with the gang and that. Until then, persistence beats resistance. It's Danny Glover. It's Fight Fan TV Live. You know what it is.